Hi everybody, Kirsty from Lifting Consciousness here. I hope you're doing really well wherever you are in the world, and I'm sending love from here in England, in the UK, to wherever you are in the world, okay? I've not been on YouTube for a while, so there's not been any zodiac readings, but I am going to be looking to reinstate those if they are still of interest to the collective. But there's been a lot going on behind the scenes, but I'm back today for the Sunday Spiritual Session message, and as always, taking a card from the Power of Love activation deck to set the theme for the message. And then what I've also got is I've got the Lightseers Tarot deck, Moonology deck, and Spirit Messages Oracle deck, just with any additional messages that we might need to know for the collective, for the collective's highest good, to help uplift and inspire you on your journey and to empower you on your journey as well. As always, this is based on collective energy. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It's very important to say that, okay? Readings based on collective energy is not for everybody, but if it resonates with you, if it truly speaks to your soul, then the message is for you. What I will say first of all is, just when I was shuffling the decks, a very nervous energy, and I don't think that's too much of a surprise to a lot of people, because it's still very intense at the moment with what's going on globally. There's still a lot of fear around, and there's a lot of fear being projected out. So a lot of us that are empathic are picking up on that. We might have our own fears going on that we're trying to work through, and we're also picking up and absorbing other fears. So it's important to just remain grounded at this time, and certainly with this next week to come, towards the end of September, as we move into October, you know, it is still very intense. A lot of people might feel that they're on different timelines, and I would say that feels normal, because I've certainly had that experience. It's almost like the dates just don't feel like the dates. Time doesn't feel like time. We know time's an illusion anyway. But yeah, just to kind of remain grounded in that, because there is, and even when speaking now, I can feel nervous energy within the collective. So just to breathe and remain centered as best you can. And I've got the light shining behind me because the sun is out today in England. So making the most of it whilst we've still got it until, you know, we head into the winter months, of course, when the weather changes. But just to kind of spread that light, that love, light and blessings to you in the collective. So with that being said, let's jump into it. Instead of just one card from the Power of Love activation deck, I've got two, but also I was drawn to looking at the bottom of the deck as well. And when that happens, that spirit guiding me to look at the bottom of the deck, that could relate to hidden energies, what we don't see coming, anything that we need to be aware of for our highest good. So first of all, we've got individuality, and this one's come out quite a few times before. So it's very important. It's come out with expression as well, integrity. So it's all about being true to yourself, recognizing your individuality, honoring your individuality, and loving your individuality for who you are as a beautiful part of creation. There's nobody else like you. We can have similarities with others. We can share common beliefs. We can share common traits with others, but we are all unique, and it's important to recognize that. And with that uniqueness and that unique expression, we are all individual. We are all powerful. We are all the creators of our own destiny. So it's important to remember that as well. But to be true to yourself, hold within that individual expression, but also express it, because that's important as well. And whether that's your truth, whether that's just you being you, and actually feeling like you can be you, because a lot of people, and certainly at this time when there's a lot of releasing work that's been going on, we're shedding the layers of who we believed we once were, or who people were telling us we were, or who society was telling us we were, and recognizing that we are individual. We can shine our lights bright, because that helps other people do the same. It acts as an inspiration. It helps to empower ourselves and empower other people. So that's very important to remember. We also have commitment with that. So that does link in very well, because it's being committed to yourself, being committed to your truth, your values, your own beliefs, and recognizing that if you stay true to yourself and you're committed to that truth, then that is a divine gift in itself. And having that commitment and seeing that commitment through, again, with that integrity, the integrity of your soul. So that's very, very important, and links in very well with the individuality. Being committed to yourself as a unique expression of love. On the bottom of the deck, we had forgiveness. So I know why I was guided to look at it, because it is very important, especially because we have the full moon coming up. So here in England, it will be the early hours of Tuesday morning. So it's the 20th and 21st of September, wherever you are in the world. So it's coming up. The energy has already been coming in. It is intense. We are being asked to release, because the full moon energy, we can work with that lunar energy to release what is not serving us. In doing that, some of us may be sensitive to physical detoxing symptoms. We may be crying a lot. We may be just releasing things. We may just need to release our shadow side, if you like, because that's what's coming out. But Spirit is calling us to do that releasing work for our highest good. Because as we move forward into our new destinies, and bearing in mind that this is all positive and powerful, we can step forward being individual, having that individuality and stepping forward with that commitment to ourselves, forgiving ourselves for any hurt in the past that we might have taken on ourselves, feeling guilty, blaming ourselves for it, but sending love, healing, and forgiveness into past situations with gratitude for the lessons that they've enabled us to learn, for the growth it has given us, but forgiving, because then we can actually, and as I, it was funny because as I almost like took a breath then, I could feel that. So I feel that there's a lot of that that's needed in the collective, okay? And it could be quite emotional. If you're particularly sensitive to the moon energy, as I am myself, it can be a very emotional time. But working with that energy, and again, expressing that, you know, I send love, healing, and forgiveness into past situations. I send love, healing, and forgiveness into past soulmate connections. But wanting to move forward, I don't want to carry that weight anymore. For my highest good, I am now releasing it and embracing the new, powerful, loving opportunities that the divine is opening up for me in view of that. So just having those affirmations and putting a positive stamp on it, because you want to move forward without that baggage, to use that term, but energetic, emotional baggage of the past that we could be keeping within us, almost like a false comfort blanket. I've referred to it as being that before. It's almost like that false sense of comfort that pain can give us, when actually it gives us more pain. So it's very important to forgive that and release it and let it go. And I feel that very strongly in my heart chakra. So if that message is resonating for you, just know that it's okay to release. But if you send forgiveness into the situation and gratitude as well, you're expressing to the universe, okay, I went through a painful time, but it's actually taught me a lot, because I'm a stronger person as a result of it. I know that if I'm going to get into another situation like that, or if I'm going to get into another relationship like that, that the red flags will be there, because it's taught me that already. I know what I'm now worthy of. I know what I value. I can trust myself. I've got integrity in my soul. I know what is right for me. You're topping up that wisdom bank all the time in your soul. Very, very important, okay? And it does say on this card, you are now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurts. So doing it through love and gratitude, releasing the pain, but embracing the lessons and the growth that it has brought you, okay, in order to move forward. Can be very challenging, especially if there's fears or uncertainty around anything like that, trust issues, abandonment issues. That's natural to feel that sense of apprehension, but just honoring your soul, knowing within what's right for you and what isn't right for you and what needs to be released. The full moon energy is the perfect time to work with the lunar energy to support that. You can release at any time, but of course we've got the full moon in Pisces coming up. We've got the equinox coming up in the week as well. So use the opportunity to release, shed those layers, energetic layers that are no longer serving you. You might have been taking on other people's energy that's not been serving you, taking on other people's problems, other people's issues. No, integrity of the soul, move forward, okay? But have that gratitude for what it's taught you in whatever way that is. Know that you're stronger as a result of it, and move forward through that power of forgiveness. Okay, So what I'm going to do now is I've got the Lightseers Tarot deck, beautiful tarot deck. I've also actually got a new tarot deck that I'm going to be using in readings starting from next week. So I'm very excited about that. But in the meantime, we're going to use the Lightseers Tarot because I do love this deck. I love the artwork on it, the messages, the symbolism that comes out for me as an intuitive reader. So we're going to just take some messages for the collective based on individuality, commitment and forgiveness. Let's see what else Spirit has for you today. Let's see. Spirit, what do we have for the collective, please, for their highest good on this Sunday, the 19th of September, and as we move forward into the week ahead? For the Sunday spiritual session message, what do we have, please? The collective's highest good from the pure white light of unconditional love and divine source energy. Thank you. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse as the first card. So there is a need to actually recognize your worth. Okay, Queen of Pentacles in the upright. She's a queen in her own right. She's a leader. She's stable. She's abundant. She's within nature. She's grounded, but she knows her worth. It's in the reverse. Okay, so you need to recognize and know your worth. Again, the individuality comes into that, but we'll see what other cards come out with it. Yeah, we've got that one. Right, 5 of Wands. So there may have been conflict. There may have been conflict, challenge or competition, which could have led to a feeling of not feeling worthwhile. But again, we'll see what other cards we've got that come out, because I'm a great believer that whatever cards come out, they can tell a completely different story because it links in with the energy of those cards. And we've got Ace of Swords. Clarity is coming. You may even have had clarity. And look how the light is shining from that spiral and the light from my window. It's almost like if I position it there, it could be shining that light through. But certainly this is about clarity and truth. This is about clarity and truth. And my dragon's blood incense is going crazy as well now. This is about truth. So you already know the truth within. You could be having that aha moment, that realization. Yeah. The moon in reverse. How appropriate because of the moon energy, but it's in reverse. So of course we've got it in the upright here. And what I always see with this card, we've obviously got the polarity here of the light and the dark, but how the light and dark can work together. But also there's an illusionary feel to this because it's quite mystical because of the moon. And I relate to it as Pisces energy. It can also be Cancerian energy, but go into the depths of your soul and your intuition to really know. So there's a need to do that as well. But again, that ties in with individuality and that commitment to yourself, knowing who you are at the core. And that, of course, could bring the clarity, because once you discover who you are, what you need to release, there's clarity of how you can move forward. We'll see what else we have. Oh, 2 straight away. And do you know what? Powerful, powerful, powerful. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. 10 of Wands, dropping that energetic baggage. So exactly like I've said, and check out the incense. But yeah, 10, all about cycles ending. This is about releasing what's no longer serving you. Now, as we can see in this card, we've got the character on the card here who is moving in a different direction. She's actually come down the hill. So it almost feels like she's not struggling up the hill with all of that baggage. She's actually got a loyal companion here who is helping spread that load. So this is about closing out what's not been serving you of the past, coming down the other side and moving forward in a new direction with that support. And we've got a perfect card to go with that, 6 of Swords, because that is sailing to calmer shores. And again, in this deck, the swords are represented by birds. And we've got 3 here and we've got 3 here. So there's birds, there's thoughts of the past she's leaving behind. She's got red on, so she's grounded in that. But she is traveling over water. So even though it's swords, what I feel here is that there's some emotional kind of journey to go on, but she's allowing her thoughts to carry her and to guide her in the right direction of where it's calmer. She may be looking a bit sad because when we go through painful experiences, it can lead to that, as I was saying earlier, but shedding those layers and moving forward positively to calmer shores, you know, to a more balanced way of being. but swords energy, so it's minds, it's thoughts, it's using your mind and using the power of your thoughts to be positive and to move in a positive direction rather than keeping stuck in the past. Remember that forgiveness to the past, but moving forward to the new, closing out the cycle of the 10, dropping that baggage that's not serving you anymore. And that baggage can be as simple as thought patterns that have been holding you back, self-sabotage, anything like that, but moving forward into the new. Okay, let's see what we have. Spiritual advice, please, for the collective. What do we have as spiritual advice for the collective? Let's see what we have. Spirit, can you provide some advice for the collective from the pure white light for their highest good? Thank you. Okay, so we've got 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Right. Okay. King of Cups in reverse. And that one wants to come. Right, okay. And on the bottom of the deck, we've got 5 of Swords. So that's actually kind of inner conflict within the mind. So again, freeing yourself from that. Okay, 10 of Pentacles in reverse, King of Cups in reverse, and the 3 of Cups. So there's quite heavy Cups energy here, but we've also got Pentacles. So thinking about that stability and groundedness. And again, what I see here is a big cycle that needs to be closed out because it's on the bottom, because this is in reverse. But we know that the 10 of Pentacles is that ultimate fulfillment of the spiritual, material, and emotional abundance. Okay, it's kind of one step higher than the 10 of Cups, really, is how I think of it, because we've got the stability, the security, we've got the love, the abundance. It's in reverse, and that's not to say it's not achievable, but in order for that to flip into the upright of having all of that, there is a need to step into the heart space more. King of Cups is a confident leader of his emotions. So I say his because it's the King of Cups, but this is his or her. Take it as the energy of the card. King of Cups is a leader. So be a leader of your heart. Check in with your heart, where your heart is guiding you in order to bring about that celebratory energy of the 3 of Cups. Now on this card, it's symbolized through friendship, but of course it's connection. It's connection, and it is that joy that comes from kindred souls. But there is a need to step into the heart space and to recognize how you want to lead with your heart, what is in your heart, what is true to your heart, in order to bring about that absolute fulfillment on an emotional, spiritual, and material level. Okay, the clarity is coming. But there is a need for you to dive to the depths, okay, of your soul. There is a need for you to dive to the depths of your soul to recognize what you are worth, to establish that self-worth, okay, and to avoid any conflict within, because we have the 5 of Wands, we also have the 5 of Swords shown to us on the bottom of the deck. So it's very important to actually, yes, recognize, going back to the themes of the individuality and the commitment to your soul, that integrity within, and forgiving the past in order to move forward, like the 6 of Swords, to move forward. 10 of Wands, drop the burden, move forward, in order to have that abundance and fulfillment through life and love. But certainly the need to lead with your heart, but to recognize the worth within. So we've got, the King of Cups has shown up, we've got the Queen of Pentacles that's shown up. And that could also relate when you think of a couple, king and queen, but here it's very much about what they stand for, what they represent in these cards, in the energy of these cards. So the fact that they were both in reverse, there is a need to actually embody the spirit, the energy of the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups, to flip them into the upright position so that they work for you in your highest good. Recognizing your worth, recognizing the worth of the Queen of Pentacles and owning that and being grounded in that, and also leading with your heart like the King of Cups and being confident in your emotions, and again the integrity of your soul. Major Arcana card is of course the Moon, but that's also in reverse. So again, the soul. So it's not only aligning with your heart, King of Cups, or your worth with the solar plexus energy of the Queen of Pentacles, and also the root chakra, I guess, because she is very grounded, But it's also with your intuition, with the moon card. Now, the moon is card number 18, 1 and 8 is 9, release. So there's definitely a message here of releasing. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see what Spirit shows us from the Moonology deck. Certainly in relation, because we've got the full moon coming up. So Spirit, what do we have, please, for the collective for their highest good? Further to this beautiful spread. Clarity is coming, and I think, the full moon illuminates things for us as well. So it could be that that's where the Ace of Swords clarity moment comes in, or it could be some truth that you're delivering to yourself, or truth that somebody else is delivering to you that's going to enable that movement forward and to sail into calmer shores in that way, enabling you to leave that baggage behind, but with grace and gratitude and love. We've got quite a few that's come out there. Oh, yes, we have. Right, so interestingly, we've got confidence is your key to success, which is new moon energy in Leo. So we've got some fire energy there. Let me just pick these ones up. Step out of your comfort zone. Okay. Prosperity lies ahead. Another new moon card. And believe in the impossible. So this speaks to me that there is a need to trust. So again, with that integrity of the soul, your individuality, knowing who you are, what you want, but believing in that, Queen of Pentacles, believing in that worth. Believe in the impossible that can be created, because prosperity lies ahead for you. But there is a need to step out of your comfort zone in order to do that, because we had a few reversals. So there is a need to step out of your comfort zone in order to truly embody that worthiness, to truly embody the energy of your heart, and to listen to your heart and what your heart's telling you, what your soul's telling you. You might need to step out of your comfort zone, because confidence is your key to success. So whenever we step out of a comfort zone, we need to be confident. We need to have that strength. We need to call forth that inner lion spirit. We need to recognize that if it's for our highest good, it's pushing us to actually be stronger. We need to have that confidence to move forward, because prosperity lies ahead. Very positive. And of course, 2 new moon cards. We have got the full moon coming up, so that's obviously very important for releasing. But then the next new moon, which will be, if I'm right in thinking Libra, then, that's going to be powerful. And of course, Libra represents balance and equality and fairness. So in order to be fair to yourself, between this full moon and that new moon, that could be the powerful time for you to recognize all of this, to receive that clarity, to really release what's not been serving you, what's been holding you back, perceived or otherwise, in order to truly step forward into your unique individual expression. Very powerful. Bottom of the deck, it's in the reverse. Emotions are running high. So exactly what I said at the beginning about this time of releasing, it can be very emotional. And certainly if we've got a lot of stagnant energy and emotion within us that needs to come out, it's going to need to come out somehow. So recognizing that if that does happen, to try and stay grounded and to truly know that it's happening for your highest good. And even if you express that at the time, you might be getting a bit upset. Okay, Spirit, I recognize, these tears are coming up, these emotions are coming up because I need to release them for my highest good. I'm willing to accept and acknowledge them, but they will be released. They will be transmuted into unconditional love. And so it is. And then the difference that you feel from doing that can be quite significant. But yeah, just know that at this time that emotions are running high. Okay, and that's a natural thing when we are releasing, especially if you're particularly sensitive, and there's a lot within that needs to be released, because it has to come out somehow. It's the toxins, it's the toxicity coming out of us. Okay, I've got the Spirit Messages Oracle deck, but I was drawn to looking at the bottom again and find your center. So it's definitely a message from Spirit there. Find your center, find your soul, use your intuition, use your wisdom bank. Let's see what else we have. Let's see. Spirit Messages. Okay, so what do we have? Oh, that one wanted to come out. Breathe. Okay, the breath is the vital bridge between your body and soul. It's the connection between the inside and outside, connecting you to the universe, spirit, and the divine source. The breath permeates your entire being with prana, which is the same life-giving force that nourishes everything in the universe. And recognize also that it's blue. So it makes me think of that throat chakra and that expression. And we've got a butterfly there as well. And obviously we've got butterflies on the card, but yeah, there's a butterfly there. So that transformation that can come from that work that we're doing to release, shedding those layers. Think of the butterfly and what the butterfly has to go through in terms of the cocoon phase and actually having to shed all that gunk and all the layers, but the beautiful butterfly that emerges, and that can be all of us. And, you know, we're constantly evolving. So we're needing to transform, we're needing to grow and ascend. And it's a beautiful transformation process as we rise up. But just remember to breathe. And I think that's important, especially because of emotions running high, making sure that you're taking time to breathe. And if you're feeling particularly anxious, you could use that technique, which I think is 4-7-8. So you kind of take a sharp inhale of breath for 4 seconds, hold it for 7, and release for 8. So 4-7-8. Sharp inhale for 4, hold it for 7, exhale slowly for 8, just to get you kind of grounded in using that breath work. And what you can also do as well is, as you're kind of, you know, if you're meditating or you're just being silent and just taking time to just check in with your center, you could actually be breathing in and out in a steady way and actually noticing your breath. So feeling it, really, really, truly aligning with it, because we're doing it all the time without realizing it. But truly taking that moment where you're in that state of meditation, almost, of breathing in and breathing out. But as you breathe in, imagining this beam of light that's traveling up your spine and then connecting to the back of your neck and then up to your crown chakra. And then as you breathe out, it's sort of going down, but the light coming up is almost illuminating everything. So when you think of that clarity and that light beam as well, but actually using your breath work and recognizing that you can control that power within you, that's very important as well. But taking time to breathe, taking time to rest, taking time to recognize what is right for you. If you're feeling a bit energetically drained, which again, the full moon, if it's intense, as well as other astrological things going on, if you're sensitive to that energy, it can be very tiring. If you've been around a lot of people and their energy, you've been absorbing their energy like a sponge and it's just so tiring, just taking time for yourself, cleansing your area, sage, incense, whatever it is that works for you, but then truly using the breath work to actually be calm and centered, which will then enable you to check in with yourself, to recognize your individual self and your individual expression, to move forward in that way. I hope that makes sense how I'm saying it. It felt like that needed to be said, but we'll see if we've got another message from Spirit, from Spirit Messages Oracle. And as I say, I'm going to hope that one flew out. I was going to say, yes, I am hoping to do the Zodiac readings again at some point. But that one flew out. This one is going to be significant, I feel. Synchronicity. That one really wanted to fly out. Of course, it's yellowy, so it makes me think of solar plexus. So again, holding that truth within, that personal power of your truth. Are you noticing the signs of synchronicity that the spirit world has been sending to you at this time? People and situations in your life are not just appearing by coincidence. In reality, they're being guided to you from the spirit world to help you for a specific reason. This actually ties in with what I was saying about forgiveness of the past, because when you think about past experiences and pain that you might have gone through, it could have been a relationship that you were in that ended quite painfully, but as a result, you're stronger. So that's a positive thing. Now, that person was meant to come into your life for a reason, to teach you those lessons, to enable you to become stronger. So if you think of it like that, that's where the gratitude comes in, and that's where the forgiveness can come in, and the releasing work can come in. And here on this card, there's lots of kind of cogs and wheels. But again, what I'm seeing is cycles. So it does tie in with releasing, and I think that's why it flew out, because it is a confirmation of that. And recognizing that there's no coincidences in this life. We're manifesting the reality that we desire. But ultimately, you know, we can attract to us energies where we need to do that work. So we're attracting people to us that are going to teach us those lessons. And hopefully, yeah, sorry, that might have gone black a bit because my battery's running low. Apologies for that. But that could have been a sign in itself, synchronicity. But basically, yeah, we can be attracting that energy to us to serve as great teachers for us to move forward. So recognizing that it's all for our highest good, and it's to empower us and to make us stronger. But also what we've got is embrace the moment. Very important here to be present and dealing with the now. And it says here, embrace this day, this very moment. Think positively today and repel negative thoughts. So again, go back, just lean back and get that one. Repel those negative thoughts. Try not to judge yourself or others. This may be harder than you think. What is actually happening is that you're changing your energy. So again, that speaks to me of that transformation. You know, as you're changing your energy because you're releasing and you're shedding layers, you're becoming that butterfly. You're recognizing you're responding to things differently, but also it can also highlight things that are really not in alignment with you, because as you're growing, as you're ascending, as you're shedding those layers, and you're moving forward, you're transforming, and things are becoming more clear. That clarity is becoming even more clear of what doesn't align with you because of growth. So it's very powerful. And this is a beautiful card. Absolutely beautiful card. And on the bottom of the deck, now it's quite significant because it's in reverse. It says give back, if you can see it. I don't know if you get the reversed image on this. I've had to record it via Zoom today because of technology issues. But and we're not even in full Mercury retrograde yet, but give back. And I feel that this, in view of the other cards that have come out, this is a time to give back to you, to give back to you, to take that time to breathe, to check in with your soul, be grounded, know you're worthy, like the Queen of Pentacles. Give back to yourself. And if you need to step out into nature, we've got that beautiful butterfly again. Well, we've got a couple on there, I think. Nature will respond with unconditional love. Gaia will respond with unconditional love. If we give that love to Gaia, Gaia gives that love back to us. And that is also a perfect opportunity to breathe, because when we're out in nature and we are breathing that pure air and that freshness of nature and that abundance and that wisdom that is within nature, it's just amazing. And it can really help us. It can really help us in the work that we need to do, and it can help us in terms of releasing and checking in with ourselves. So I trust this message finds you well. There is another card that's kind of staring at me, or I keep staring at it, which is Ancestral Wisdom. And this came up, I heard somebody else say this about the ancestors being with us at this time, because certainly with what's coming up in terms of the next few weeks or so, with the intensity that's going on, to know that our ancestors are with us, supporting us. And as long as we are being true to ourselves and we are showing the way, we can actually, transform a lot. And we can do this for humanity. We can do this on a global level by spreading and sharing that love. But it all starts from within, because if we can do that within us, and we are then shining our light bright, it's a beacon of hope for other people that have maybe not had the strength to do it. But as more and more people do it, more and more people can then light up their path, and the collective effect can be overwhelmingly and positively significant. So recognize that we all have a part to play, but it starts from within us. Okay, so I'm sending you love and blessings. I hope to be back on here soon with the zodiac readings, as I say. Please comment below if you've got any views, or if you'd like me to cover any points for future Sunday spiritual sessions. But in the meantime, I'm sending you all the best, and just try and use that breath work. I'm still feeling that nervous energy out there, so please just try and stay centered. and know that the love is within, and hold true to yourself. Okay, shine that light bright. Love and blessings. Take care.